at Hine Kalik Senior High School. How is the SRC taking, the behavior of students of this school? And if you don't mind, don't just look at this, school. We recall somewhere last year where students also of Shunibu Akuetteh Senior High School destroyed school property as a result of a difficult exam they had to write. I think it was an integrated science exam or so. How is the SRC taking this whole thing, this student behavior?
Well, thank you very much, and thank you. Good morning to your listeners. I think that the SRC is equally concerned, like all other stakeholders, about these latest development that we are having, especially when final year students are about to complete school. It tells us that we have a lot of work to do. It tells us that we have to modify our strategy. It tells us that we have to perhaps look at our orientation, ways of doing things again. It tells us that we need to do a lot more engagement. It tells us that the society must also be involved. It tells us that all stakeholders must come on board to be able to knit this attitude in the back and ensure that students will not engage in these things. For us, it's a clarion call to us, and so we are having a roundtable discussion with all stakeholders to look at what is going on and how best we can deal with it to ensure that these things doesn't happen again. So that would be my introductory remark.
Tell me, what do you think, what is happening to our students? What's making them behave like this?
Well, you can look at it from a wider point of view, and then you narrow it down. Whoever we are is a reflection of society. Whoever we are as individuals is a reflection of the society. And I believe that these students are a product of what society has made us, and perhaps the changing trends in terms of the dynamics of the society. Again, we would want to say that, when people are held responsible and accountable and made to face the full rigors of the law, it becomes deterrent to others. And that's why we are happy that investigations are ongoing to unravel which people, as it were behind it. And when we are able to find out, we don't need to shield them. The SRC will not shield any student. We are for full disciplinary measures against any individual who is found culpable. When people face the punishment of their irresponsible act, it will make them fitter, and others will also learn from that. Having said that, parents have a role to play. Media have a role to play. Recall that when the headmaster of the Aclarion gave 4 lashes to a student and there were some bruises, you look at how the media, the social media, and the whole nation, as it were, the brouhaha about it and all that. A teacher would say that if this is what has happened, then I am not interested in punishing a student again. So I'm saying that it's not necessarily a problem limited to one individual, but it's the way society as it were are seeing things now. It is kind of making things complicated, and people who are supposed to take care of our kids are also becoming increasingly a bit reserved, and the impunity will continue if we don't stand to deal with it. And it's not about teachers. It's about the society as a whole and how we would package ourselves to deal with these things when they come out.
So this is not the first time it's happening, and you talked about sanctions or punishment. In the ones that have happened earlier, how well have we handled these sanctions and punishment to serve as deterrent to others?
Well, it's all about finding the culprit and getting to know who is responsible. See, when students decide to shield colleagues, when we decide to cover those who do these things, you can start an investigation committee, and still it becomes very difficult to be able to identify who is. If you read the police report, you will realize that still the investigations are ongoing, and we still do not know who, as it were, is responsible. I believe that when students are able to share, and that is what the SRC we have always advocated for, that let's not shield anybody. When somebody does something, students should be able to pinpoint the individual and say, this one did it, so that person will face the full consequences of the law. And that's what we seek to do, ensuring that students are conscious of themselves, knowing very well that we have a responsibility of leadership. And leadership means that if you do the wrong thing, I will not cover you. I will not shield you. I will let authorities know you, and they will deal with you. And that is what we have to begin to find, to apply, to ensure that when I know that if I do the wrong thing, I will be pointed out. I will be fished out. I will be careful in venturing into any of these things. When parents also know that when their wards do these things, they will not cover them, they will not shield them, it would help. When society also decides that anybody who engages in some of these things, we will not back you, we will get you out, it will go a long way to create that culture of you will be responsible for your actions and inactions. And for me, that is the way to go.
So hold on for me, Raphael. Let me come back to you, DO3 Desmond Aka, who speaks for the fire service here in the region. How difficult is it to identify some of the perpetrators who are engaged in some of these acts?
David, sometimes it's very difficult when people tend to hold on to information that could lead to the arrest and prosecution of perpetrators of such crimes. So we want to appeal to anyone with useful information to go to the police to assist as to unravel the cause and motive.
So if because it's difficult, what we let it slide after a few attempts, we need to be able to identify people and punish them. Don't you think so? We need to find whatever means possible to identify them.
Yes, when it comes to criminal investigations, you always need leads. When it comes to fire investigation, you don't necessarily need